I'm your co-ghost Anthony,
And I'm your co-ghost Kaylee.
and this is the 2024 Two Ghosts Awards. Alright, welcome back. And Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, happy 2025. This is a very special episode, as it's our 10th episode, and it is our awards episode. This is the Two Ghost Awards 2024, formerly known as Blue Ghost Awards. But all of those were posts. This is an episode, a podcast episode. So, today we're going to be giving out awards, I guess, to just some of the best projects and whatnot of 2024. And let's just go over how it'll work. If you're not watching this on YouTube, we do have video this time on this podcast
Not
episode.
of us, but
not of
graphics.
us, but just something to follow along with. It's basically we got 6 tables that are just the different categories. We have 6 categories that we're going to go through, and each of us have a first, second, and third spot on the table. So we just give our third place in that category, our second place in that category, and our first place in that category. They might not all have second and third places if that category this year just didn't have something enough for us to like basically
something worthy of a second or third place.
Right. Yes. And then some might have been, there were a lot of good things, and we can just do honorable mentions before we do our third spot and second and first. But we'll see how it goes as we go along here. And what else we got? Forgetting one thing. Oh, we don't know what the other person has in their first, second, third place spot, so it's just as much of a surprise to either of us as to you as to what the other person has put there. So yeah. You have anything else before we get started?
No, I'm ready to see what you think is good.
All right, let's jump on into it then. Okay, so our first category is Best Guilty Pleasure of 2024.
This is our only category, I would say, that is going to be different from the others, because what I put as my top guilty pleasures, you might not have watched, and vice versa. These were shows that we watched more on our own necessarily than together.
Yes. This category basically is everything that wasn't reviewed by, like, on a podcast episode or
a post or a poll or anything
all year. Yeah. So this is just stuff that we watched kind of off to the side. But yeah, I had a question before we started. There are a few more things here that I wanted to go over. Obviously, you can't say what you put for your categories, but do you think that we will have matching number ones in any of the categories?
Maybe one.
Maybe one?
Yeah.
I'm thinking one, too.
What category do you think is going to match?
I was thinking our second category.
Which is?
We'll get to it. We'll get to it. But
I don't know what order these are going to come up to. You
Yeah.
just sent me the list and said, give me a 1, 2, 3, fill in this sheet here, and don't tell me what you put.
Yeah.
I don't know what's coming in what order.
Yeah.
Like, guilty pleasure is clearly where we're
Guilty
starting.
Pleasure's one. Yeah. I don't think we're going to have the same on this one. But
absolutely not.
if we do have matching, I put another table in at the bottom. If a category gets matching first places, it gets a Golden Ghost Award.
Oh, it's certified golden.
Golden Ghost Award. That means that it was just so good that we both thought,
Dang.
number one. Number one.
I wish we had the same guilty pleasure.
Okay. All right. Do you remember how many you have in this category? Do you have all
filled
three?
1, 2, 3 out in every single category.
Okay. Because I do not have
Oh my
three.
goodness.
This is the only category I do not have three for.
Wow.
So you are going to go first.
Okay.
Do you have any... I mean, we can just...
My
do it.
ADHD is too
But-
bad to remember honorable mentions.
Yeah, let's just...
I deleted the list and I filled this out, and I don't have honorable mentions. I just have my 1, 2, 3 in conversation to accompany.
Awesome. All right. So, Kaylee's third place best guilty pleasure 2024 is Tulsa King season 2.
Tulsa King season 2. I didn't watch season 1 with you when it was coming out. I did watch season 2 with you when it was coming out, and we've talked about this before, about how we both really like the show, but there's really not enough going on for us to talk about it on here.
Yes.
There's
yes,
really
I
not
agree.
enough content, and it's really crazy, because if you try to describe the show to someone, you're like, oh yeah, it's about a mobster who, gets out of prison after going away for something he didn't do, but he did his duty, and he goes to Tulsa and just starts taking stuff over.
Building an empire.
Yeah, that's what the show is, but there's more than that goes on, and it's funny, it's good.
Yeah, it's
But
good.
you can't really go over the episodes and break them down or anything. It's just Sylvester Stallone.
You
in
can,
Oklahoma.
but it does kind of fall into that kind of just cable show.
Yeah. Mindless TV.
Yeah, it's not super good. I don't know.
It's enjoyable. It's just good fun. It's not so serious.
It's not Breaking Bad level,
You can just sit down and watch it. You don't have to be worrying about a expanded universe and
right,
canon or anything. You're just this is just a show.
Yeah. And that's
a guilty pleasure.
That's a guilty pleasure show right there. That's good. All right. Yeah, we'll go my number 2.
Because you don't have a number 3.
I don't have a number 3. So, my second place...
Tulsa King season 2? Let's see. Oh!
What We Do in the Shadows, season 6. Okay, so... What We Do in the Shadows... Great show. This was the final season.
Fantastic show. Watch it if you haven't.
Amazing. So good. I do think that this season was not
as good.
As the previous ones. I've said before to you that the season with baby kid Colin Robinson
I think we established that that's season 4.
I
I
think
can
it's
double
season
check
4,
it if you
yeah.
want me to, but
Yeah. I think it's season 4. But yeah, that season is my favorite because that, and I really love the Flip It House episode.
that's the best episode of the
So
show.
good. But yeah, season 6, it I don't know. There just wasn't a lot going on.
The humor wasn't where it needed
Yeah.
to be either.
My favorite parts of it were I kind of liked I liked the opening of it with Jerry. Just
Jerry.
like there's just like this random they had this
Spoiler alert.
yeah, this other vampire that they just didn't talk about for
Yeah.
5 seasons, but it's like totally in character for
Yeah.
for them to like, oh, just forget for many years that,
Yeah.
I don't know, it's like decades or
For
something.
20
right?
No, it wasn't Y2K. I don't remember what it was.
I think it was Y2K.
I don't think it was Y2K. I think it was like 85, something weird. He just thought it was some random year.
Oh, he was supposed to. They were supposed to open him up.
Yeah.
Y2K.
Oh, okay.
Wake him up, and
Yeah.
they didn't, and they forgot. So, yeah, I really liked that, and I kind of liked Guillermo's
Office job?
office stuff.
Was it
so.
Guillermo's office stuff?
Well,
or was it Nadja and Nandor's
It was the
office
whole
stuff?
situation. I liked that Guillermo was like moving up the ladder, but like they were kind of like
They were helping him.
yeah, like helping him
Nadja
along.
was killing people for
Yeah.
him to get up the ladder.
And they thought like if he didn't succeed or something,
He would kill himself.
yeah. So it's funny. So that's my number 2, second place spot. Let's see what Kaylee's second place spot is. Whoa!
Does that make it golden?
No, it's got to be a first place. Got to be a first place match.
Oh, what we do in the shadows. I just love that show. I'm so sad that it's over. I get upset every time I think about it. I can't think of any other show with that kind of humor.
Yeah.
I've said it to you over and over again. That type of like, just the type of humor is so dry
Yeah.
and like it's
so good.
stupid, but it's not. Like it's to some people the whole show would probably come across as just awkward and dumb because you don't get the pacing, but it's so good and there's nothing else like it.
No, it's in the same category. It's a mockumentary style or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's just that twist of it's vampires.
But the characters are
the characters
weird.
are great though.
Yeah.
They're so good. The accents really help with the different, like they make them really funny.
They're all foreign and like ancient.
Yeah, and ancient.
So they're cut from completely irrelevant places now.
Yeah. I felt like at least Nandor. I thought it felt like, I don't know, but it's like fictional where he comes from. I don't know if it's a real place.
I don't even pay attention that deeply
or
to
not.
where they came from, but
It just feels made up.
at this point, I don't think anywhere that they're from is where it was then.
Yeah, it's like so old, like it changed its name, and yeah. But I really love Colin Robinson. We were talking about this earlier.
In earlier seasons.
In early, well, yeah, but they did good stuff with him.
Well, yeah, but I know where you were going with that sentence. That's why I said that.
Yeah. But yeah, they did good stuff with him kind of up until this last season. He still had some stuff, but not as good as before.
His Funko Pop collection.
Yeah, that was great. I liked that. But yeah, I just like his, because it's we all know somebody that
just zaps the energy right out of you.
Yeah, just keeps talking, and then I love it. He's doing that. The person is like falling asleep, and that's how you feel with someone like that. But then he turns to the camera and goes, and his eyes go blue. It's like, I love it.
He's getting his energy.
Yes. All right.
Let's see your number 1.
My number 1, first place. for best guilty pleasure of 2024.
It's gonna be Tulsa King.
Yeah, it's Tulsa King season 2. I just I like. There wasn't a lot that I watched on the side this year, so that's why I only have 2. But What We Do in the Shadows, it's a comedy. It wasn't as good as the other seasons, and I personally lean more towards serious stuff.
Yeah.
Like I like it more. So that's why that kind of pushed to the top. I also thought it was better. Like if you're comparing like to the rest of each of their shows, like the seasons.
Yeah, other seasons were definitely better than season 6 of What We Do in the Shadows. Yeah.
So, but yeah, Tulsa King season 2 was like still good. Like compared to the first one, I do think the lowest point was what's his name? Jelly Roll showing up in it. That was kind of awkward to have that celebrity deal
as
in
themselves.
There. Yeah. But yeah, it was a good season. It is. It's just like it's hard to review it. There's so much going on. That's the thing. It's like other shows. I think they have cleaner stories.
But this doesn't feel busy or messy.
No, it's just that he has so many things going on, so many different ventures going on at the same time that it's a little all over the place, but it still connects well. Like it's just you're picking up on this side of the business now with this episode kind of thing. Now you're going over here. But I enjoyed like the villains this season. I liked Frank Grillo, his character
in Kansas
City. Yeah, that was good. And yeah, their other guy was good too. I forgot his name, but
the blacklisted guy.
Kind of. I don't know if he's completely blacklisted, but yeah, the guy. I keep wanting to say the guy with the cowboy hat. Everybody's got a cowboy hat. so yeah. I don't know. Yeah, that's my number 1. Tulsa King season 2. Really good guilty pleasure right there. All right.
Now for the best guilty pleasure, the real best guilty pleasure.
The real best. I'm scared.
You should be.
I see all the stuff. Obviously, the stuff I like on here, but that you've already gone through. So.
Oh yes, the best guilty pleasure of 2024.
Let's see what it is.
I put it on here. Okay?
All right.
If you have not watched 1,000-Pound Sisters on TLC, you are wasting your time.
Bro.
You need to watch it. That is my number 1 guilty pleasure, probably of all time.
Wow. Of all time?
Of all time.
What season is this?
There was 2 seasons this year.
Oh my goodness.
Seasons 5 and 6 came out. Well, season 5 started airing in 2023 at the very end, but it rolled over into January. But yeah, this past season just started in October and it ended recently. It was so good. Oh my goodness. It's about, if you don't know, these sisters, and then eventually their whole family, who combined, just the 2 sisters, weighed over 1,000 pounds and had bariatric surgery. It's completely ridiculous. They're from Kentucky, and they're insane. Just look it up. You'll laugh. You'll cry.
A lot.
Oh, I love me some Slayton Sisters. Okay, it's reality TV. All right.
That is a true guilty pleasure.
Oh yeah, reality
show
TV.
Right there. Yeah. Oh man! All right, those are two first place. We have mine, Tulsa King, season 2.
Mine, 1,000 Pound Sisters.
All right, so let's move on to our second category. We are going to be looking to the future.
I think that this is the one that we might have the same
This
on.
is what I thought as well.
Okay.
This category is best movie of 2025. These are basically just our predictions of what we think is going to be just the best movie of 2025. For this one, there were quite a few movies
Mm-hmm.
that were in the running for me here.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's just jump into this one. We'll start with mine. In my third place spot for best movie of 2025 predictions, what I think will be is
Really?
Ballerina in third place. Yeah. Now, I was really tossing this up with some other ones, but I don't know. I just from the trailer,
Mm-hmm.
I think this one could be really good.
I've been hyped about this movie since I heard they were doing it.
Yeah. It's okay, yeah. So it's from John Wick, the world of John Wick.
Yeah.
Which the choreography, fight scenes, and everything are just insane on those movies.
Quality of all of these movies as well.
It's just insane. And I know this isn't about John Wick, but you still have that
the feel.
I assume the same people working on all the fight scenes and all that stuff to make it good. Like
the cinematography, how I like
choreography
about John Wick is obviously the choreography, all of that, but they're dark, but you can see them.
Yeah, that is a good point. Yeah.
They're dark,
but
you can see the movie. That's hard to do, apparently, so good job.
Now, a few other things I like about this. This is just obviously based off the trailer, it's all we've gotten. One thing I like is they acknowledge that she is going to be weaker, kind of, than look, it's a gender thing, all right? But then like a male counterpart with the same amount kind of training, I guess you'd put them in that.
So
but
she finds the other ways.
That's what I like about, like, in the trailer, it's like they tell her, you're not going to be able to beat this person or whatever, you fight dirty. So you fight dirty, kind of thing. Like, it's like you kick them in the balls or whatever, you use what you got to take them down, kind of thing. And I like that. It's like, get creative, because you're kind of coming at it with a disadvantage, even with all the training, just stacking up against some other. But
I don't know that. I mean, like, sure, go ahead and call it fighting dirty, but with what they do, that's
what they say in the trailer.
With what they do, everything is pretty
that's
dirty.
True. Yeah. But I'm curious to see, like, how creative they get with the, like, her fighting style, like, against other people. But I like that. And then just cast wise, I like that they're putting John Wick in it. Even if he's not the main thing, it connects it to the world better, and it makes it, I don't know, it, for me, I know that cameos.
I mean, they already connected it, though.
Well, yeah, yes, but, like, I like it kind of weaved into John Wick's story in a way. I'm assuming this is before the first movie, John Wick movie. I don't know, but it might be somewhere in between. I don't know, but I like that they're weaving it in. I know that other movies, cameos are really just like fan
Fan
service kind of
this
thing.
serves a purpose.
But
so.
I feel like this, serves a little bit more of a purpose to me. And then the other one, which I know you're not as excited about, but they got Norman Reedus in this.
Yeah,
And
that's my one con.
That's your con. I want to see what he can do. I want to see something different from him.
But he just looks the same.
He looks the
looks
same.
like they put Daryl Dixon in a different movie.
Fighting wise. I want to see.
He's still gonna have those little arms up.
I saw some little article quote or something from him saying that like it's different. Like I've been fighting one way for like Walking Dead and all that. This is like new to him, like this fighting, and I want to see like what he comes out with.
I don't know. I just can't have Daryl in the middle of my pseudo Black Widow movie.
Well, I'm gonna enjoy that. So that's my third spot.
My third spot.
Let's see what you have for your third spot.
I don't even remember. Fantastic Four: First Steps.
Nice.
I put this here. It's kind of a risk.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's either going to be a good step into the right direction, or a complete stumble. You're introducing a major group, Avengers-esque level. This is a group. We don't really have a group now.
It's Marvel's first family.
Yeah, this is kind of important, and we need a group like this right now.
Yes.
So bring them in and do it good, or you're gonna really lose a lot more people. I feel like a lot of people are hanging on for this, and like the mutants.
Yeah.
When they start bringing those in, like those are like the two things people have been hanging on, waiting for, like excited to see. People are not excited about just, the random stuff of nobodies that they've been throwing out, these standalone, not connected, just throw it out there. Let's get 15 movies out with no crossing
connection.
Over, no connection, no main goal. Like, we're not even pointing towards
just
anything.
Loose ends.
Yeah, just random. People want to see this stuff, so it's either going to be good or it's going to ruin things more. So it's a risk to put it here. I'm putting it here as a fan of Marvel.
Yeah.
And as a child, I did enjoy the Fantastic Four movies. So not from any sort of cinematic standpoint, just as I'm a 5-year-old and this is entertaining.
This is cool.
This feels like a movie for grown-ups, but it's interesting for kids, So I don't know. They could do good. I'm hoping that they do. That's why it's there.
All right. Go to my second, which is Fantastic Four: First Steps.
What do you think about it? Clearly you're optimistic as well.
Yes. I have it in my second spot. I think I'm really hoping that it's good. Everything I've seen so far looks pretty good. They haven't, put out any trailers or anything, so this is risky putting it in the second spot. But, like you said, I think they have a lot riding on this, and I hope that they know that kind of thing.
Well, my other thing with it too that I just remembered, I don't have that much, interest or knowledge of this cast for the most part. These are all
the characters or the cat,
the actors.
Okay, yeah.
I don't have any real history with most of them, so this will be completely clean eyes for me, performance wise, characters,
I think cast wise, I think it's pretty good. I've really only seen... It's tricky. It's... So... Sue Storm Johnny Storm, and the Thing, I think they all look the part. And I have not seen Sue Storm, that actress. I don't think I've seen her in anything, so I don't know. I've only seen the guy that's going to play the Thing in The Bear, which I didn't really like The Bear, but I thought his character, he was a good actor. And then the Johnny Storm is the only thing I know that he's in is Stranger Things.
John Malkovich is attached to this.
I didn't know that.
When I Google the cast, John Malkovich comes up.
They're throwing in that Herbie robot too or something that's part of it. I don't know if he's that. But Pedro Pascal, that was the risky...
Everyone knows Pedro Pascal at this point.
Yeah. That's the one part I'm not completely sold on yet.
Mm-hmm. And Silver Surfer being a girl.
Yeah, but this is a different universe.
Yeah.
And I think I'm kind of okay with Silver Surfer being that because from what I understand, we're ditching this universe by the end of the movie.
Mm.
So even if they pull her over with the Fantastic Four, I'm kind of okay with it just because it's a different universe and we know that it's not like the 616 Fantastic Four, which may still be coming. I don't know, in the far future, who knows? But yeah, I also like that. I think I saw something that or rumors at least that Robert Downey Jr.'s Dr. Doom will be in this movie, and so I'm assuming this is where he comes from. And he gets pulled over with this Fantastic Four group. But I also like this other universe's look so far. I know we've only gotten posters. I've seen some behind the scenes set stuff too, but I like how it's futuristic but also in the past.
That's such a little niche spot.
I like it though. I think it's gonna add to this movie. It's gonna just add a really cool layer to the movie. But yeah, that's my second place spot. Fantastic Four. Your third place spot. Let's move on to your second place spot for best movie of 2025 predictions.
Ballerina. I need Ballerina to be good. I need it to be good.
You need it.
Because I just need a female-led movie like this. I really liked Atomic Blonde.
Mm-hmm.
I'm obsessed with that movie.
You sure did.
Obsessed with that movie. And I really like the long shots with all this fight choreography, which these movies that the John Wick type movies had. And just, I obviously am a big Black Widow fan.
Yeah.
This is basically as close as I'm going to get to a Red Room.
Yeah. It's close.
It literally is, okay?
Yeah, it is close to her story, it seems like, but...
It literally is as close as it can be, so I'm gonna get some kind of cathartic release from this. This setting, yeah, it's just gotta be good, okay? That's how as good as I can verbalize it. I don't need it to be, I don't expect it to be a Black Widow movie. That's obviously not what it is.
Right,
but, I really enjoy the John Wick movies. I enjoy female-led movies in this genre. They're not as common.
No, yeah, they're not.
So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. And Atomic Blonde didn't get a sequel. I think this has more of a chance of getting a sequel.
Yeah.
Because
I don't know that Atomic Blonde needed a sequel, though.
I know, but
they could
if you like these movies, it's nice to have some more of them, kind of, and...
Yeah. Which,
I mean...
back when Atomic Blonde came out, I told you that I wanted to go see it, and you were surprised because this is not my genre of movie at all.
Yeah.
I think now I'm into it more. But back then, it was like, you're like, really?
Yeah.
You want to go see Atomic Blonde?
Weird, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm obsessed with it. I have it on DVD. I watch it all the time.
I bought you the Pops. I remember buying some Pops.
I have Funko Pops. I really, really liked it. So, the only downside with that movie is the nudity. I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah.
So this hopefully won't have that. John Wick didn't have it, so maybe it will be even better.
Yeah. Man. Well, yeah, looking at this table, I'm even more convinced.
What number 1 is going to be.
Should we... Okay, let's see. Let's do my first place. Best movie of 2025 predictions.
Oh my gosh!
Thunderbolts.
We have a golden ghost award.
I'm just gonna reveal yours as well.
Yay!
It's Thunderbolts for both of us. All right.
Thunderbolts is the movie of 2025 for me.
Yeah. It is the Marvel movie. I mean, obviously, according to this, it is the movie. Yeah, of the year.
Forget Captain America. Forget Fantastic Four. Forget everything else. Go see Thunderbolts.
Yes.
There's no other movies coming out next year. It's just Thunderbolts.
It's only Thunderbolts. Oh man, yeah, I'm excited about this one. Yeah, just the lineup. I want to see more Yelena. I love that we have Yelena and Bucky in the same movie.
Oh God.
I mean, I love Red Guardian, but he's probably a little bit on the weaker side of the team for me. Just like he might pull it down just a little bit for me. I love his comedic relief. Mm-hmm. He's funny, but I don't know if he totally fits in with like...
He wants to so bad.
The seriousness of this group. But
I don't think they're serious. I think they're just angry.
It's kind of... Well, they're like all kind of... I mean, he is, but they're all like agents kind of in some way. Like they've been used by a government kind of like that's and they're all like they're not super powerful, you know.
I'm sorry. Did you watch the same trailer that I watched?
Well, I'm talking like we've got Sentry in this movie. He's
that is the low point
super
for me.
Powerful. I like when I say super powerful, I mean like Thor or you know, like
intergalactic,
more cosmic. Yeah,
yeah, we don't have that.
And this that I don't want to watch something like that right now. I want to watch this. I want to watch.
These are more grounded
action, ground level. Yeah, and I know we haven't gotten a lot of them, but I'm interested to see where they take the characters of Taskmaster and Ghost.
Yeah.
I think they're interesting. They've got good powers. They just need to flesh out their characters a little more.
Yeah.
And just make them more likable for the audience.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
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 I mean, yes, I agree with what you said, but I could watch a whole movie of Alexei and Yelena in a limo.
I mean, it's great. It's great.
And Bucky. Yeah. I could just watch a movie about the three of them I could watch a series. I could watch a series of movies.
It is good, yeah. And you know, I forgot. I mean, obviously, U.S. Agent is in this too. But it does feel like a culmination as well of the multiverse saga.
Something's paying off?
Yeah, it's like, well, they're doing a little bit of payoff in Captain America with Eternals, blah, 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 on that side. But this side is like...
Well, you open with Black Widow, so you get these characters to begin with, and then, you
got a lot of good characters out of it.
Yes. Falcon and Winter Soldier, we got U.S. Agent now.
And Bucky out of that.
Well... Yeah, but
Bucky... He's rolling over, but yeah.
Rolling over from, like, forever ago.
I know, I know.
One of the first movies.
I know.
Is he the longest going actor at this point? I mean, not that he's been in the most movies, but like, has he been playing this character longer than anyone?
Probably.
He's one of them for sure. But yeah, I mean,
Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
He's still kind of going, so. But yeah.
I'm so excited for this team. Like, I'm foaming at the mouth waiting for this movie to come out.
I'm excited about it.
I'm gonna like it even if it's garbage, and that's why it's the best movie of 2025, and it hasn't come out yet.
Oh man. Yeah. All right, we're gonna go ahead and throw that.
Yay! Thunderbolts
in here. I want to make sure here.
Thunderbolts with an asterisk, because we have to wait to find out the right or full title. As they say, Thunderbolts isn't really the name.
All right. There's our first Golden Ghost winner, which I think is probably just going to be our only one.
Yeah, probably. But I'm glad that I was right. I did think that this would be the one that we both shared, and it is true.
Yep. All right. Let's move on to our third category of the evening. Best series of 2025. We're staying in this looking to the future for a moment. And we're gonna give our thoughts on what the best series of 2025 is gonna be. Predictions, yes. Let's start with you this time in your third place spot.
Okay, my third place spot prediction of 2025 best series is Daredevil, which probably surprises you.
Yeah. You don't really like Daredevil.
No, I don't like Daredevil. But
why'd you put it here?
Because there wasn't a lot of good options to pick from.
Okay.
And God knows I want to see Karen with her sniffling running nose again.
Well, good thing they got her back, huh?
And are we going to have Kingpin and Vanessa?
Yeah.
Or no? Yeah, okay, well then that should tell you all you need to know.
Yeah, you are.
You're embarrassing me in front of Vanessa.
You're embarrassing me in front of Vanessa.
We're not so different, you and I. Okay.
Maya.
Oh, if Echo makes it on my my top 3, you'll know why. We're not so different, you and I.
Bro.
Not in front of Vanessa.
Yeah, so Kaylee's favorite character is Wilson Fisk.
Truly, he's a hero.
Yeah. Daredevil Born Again, man. All right, let's do my third place spot for best series of 2025 predictions.
Daredevil
Jackson, season 3. Yeah. I have it in my third spot. I don't really know. It's kind of fresh going into this season. We just don't really know what's going to happen. Like it's hard to predict what's going to happen in the next season.
Kind of, yeah, it's definitely like the first 2 seasons were a thing.
Yeah.
And now this is going to be like maybe partnered with the 4th or something like.
Right, yeah. It's like they're splitting they really should just call it season 1. The first 2 seasons should have just been a season 1, and they could have split it in 2 halves.
Yeah, because I don't like this with stuff now. Like, Netflix does it, and, like, recently what I can think of is people complaining about this new season of Squid Games. About how it's basically the second and third season is just a season 2, part 1 and 2. They make these seasons so short. TV shows used to have more seasons.
Yeah.
It's really frustrating when, you get through a second season and you're like, okay, well, that could have just been part of the first.
Right. And that's the thing, like, with Walking Dead, they used to have 16-episode seasons. That was the norm.
Yeah. I don't understand why they cut it down. Like, sure, Walking Dead, but, like, everything.
Well, everything else had longer runs like that, too. I liked 24, having 24 episodes. That was great.
Yeah, well, no, then it went down to 12.
Yeah, then it went to 12.
And look how good that did.
Stupid, yeah. It's called 24. It's supposed to be 24 hours, not 12 hours.
It's supposed to be called 24, not 12 hours.
Yeah. So, yeah, the Daryl Dixon, I just have it in my third spot, really, because I just don't know how it's going to go. And they also have to rebuild characters.
Yeah, because they killed them all.
Yeah, they got rid of... Well, they didn't kill them all, but
that was weird.
They got rid of them all, at the end. I did think Cordon ran back, but he might have ran further into the tunnel.
I was under the impression he ran further
I was too, but I think there was like I saw a post or something by AMC that was like maybe like alluding to him gone the other way, or like he ran into the tunnel or something. I don't know. He just
ran off. He like wasn't headed anywhere.
I thought he was running back. I don't know. So maybe we'll get him, but
I mean, if he makes it out, he would be apologetic.
Yeah.
So
he
I
would.
mean, it's not like he would turn into a big villain.
Even if he does, I don't think he's gonna come out at the same time.
Yeah.
As Daryl and Carol on the other end. But yeah, they got to rebuild characters. It's only 6 episodes, but I'm still excited for it. To see kind of this new. I kind of like seeing the new places that they're going. Like, I like seeing France for the first time. They're gonna do England a little bit, it looks like, from the trailer, and then Spain. So that should be fun.
I'm more excited for Spain. I don't know if that's weird.
No, I like the look of Spain. I like the cowboy look that they kind of showed in the trailer. I've always liked this cowboy feel for Walking Dead. I think it's just a fun feel.
Yeah.
Like, I loved Fear the Walking Dead season 6 and Morgan with the like the bounty hunter attire or whatever. That was awesome. I loved that. I wish they would have kept running with that, and the series probably would have done great. But
no, we made some.
We went the other way. Yeah. All right, let's do your second spot.
My second place prediction series of 2025 is something. Daryl Dixon season 3.
Whoa!
Mostly because, and you're gonna love this.
All right.
I don't have to see Laurent.
That's a plus for you, huh?
That little kid irritates me. Can just be Daryl and Carol. Getting into Daryl and Carol problems like they do. Isn't that valid?
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. I mean, yeah, Laurent, I was starting to get kind of sick of him, but
I'm sick of the weird, like, philosophical child, culty religion thing.
Yeah, I didn't like that. Yeah, that is going to be refreshing to get out of. That is going to be nice. Yes, I agree.
But, like, they already established a new feeling in these 2 other seasons, so, like, it's not going to feel like, oh, it's just The Walking Dead with Daryl and Carol. Like, it does feel different.
Yeah.
They've established a different environment for 2 characters that we've seen, before.
Right, yeah.
So it will feel different. But thank God we don't have to deal with that little kid no more.
I am 100% okay with trading out that feel for like a cowboy feel.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. Let's go to my second place spot for best series of 2025 predictions. Dead City season 2.
I think
Yeah.
I think
go
our
ahead.
stuff is almost gonna be. Never mind.
No.
I was gonna say, it almost looks like it will be in reverse. I'm guessing your number 1 spot. Interesting.
Well, yeah, Dead City season 2. I got my second spot. I have it over Daryl Dixon season 3. I'm just more excited. Putting the 2 trailers side by side. I'm more excited for Dead City season 2. It's been a while too since we've seen Dead City.
And isn't it interesting how, I don't know that you ever got necessarily to that point, how exciting it is to see Negan being Negan again.
Yes.
When people complain, oh gosh, Negan forever and ever, the reign of Negan, blah blah blah.
That's his. He was the best as just like Negan.
I liked him as Negan.
Yeah.
Like in the height, like back when he was in the what's it called on my brain?
Back in what?
The Sanctuary. Yeah, like prime Negan, not taken out.
Season 7 was a bit of a look. I have season 7 like in my rankings of seasons. It's like the 3rd worst. I think. Well, maybe second worst. 10 is the worst season for me. But 7, Negan is great.
It's the other stuff.
It's the fact that everybody else is just being put down the entire time. They're under his thumb the whole time. They're helpless the entire season. Well, not the entire season, but for the majority of the season, they are just like, we can't do anything. We have to submit to him, kind of thing like that. But Negan is a great character.
Yeah.
He's funny. He's scary. He's just good. But yeah, Dead City season 2. Yes, I can't wait to see Negan in full Negan-ness.
But he's like pretending now.
Yeah. I'm actually interested in these other like communities and characters that they have going on, and how they're gonna. I know it's gonna be a battle for methane, which is kind of interesting. I don't know how I fully feel about that yet. Well, I have to get into it first. But it's an energy source. I want to see more Herschel. Hopefully we get something with him.
Herschel the Useless?
He's the next generation. And I want to see more from that next generation.
I'm interested that he got half his foot cut off and didn't mention it to his mom.
It was just his toe.
Yeah,
not half his foot.
I thought it was multiple toes, like 2.
No. That and I don't know if this is confirmed or not. It might have just been rumors, but this was coming out like when SDCC or SD is one of the Comic Cons, New York or San Diego. But I was seeing multiple things saying that it's getting 8 episodes. It's getting
amazing! 8 instead of 6.
I like it. I will take it. I will take it. It's better than 6. So hopefully that's true. Yeah, that's my second place. Let's see what your first place is for best series of 2025 predictions.
Dead City season 2.
Wow. You liked it even more than me.
I enjoy Negan. Maggie is kind of annoying, and though I do find it a bit exhausting that after all this time it's still, I hate you, Negan.
Mm-hmm.
Like, That's annoying. But, like, the interesting part of their dynamic is when she accuses him of, like, going back to how he used to be. Like, when she, like, catches him slipping.
Yeah.
So, like, this will be interesting. Like, I don't remember what he does specifically, but there's a scene where he, like, beats somebody or does something in the first season of Dead City, and he finishes and she's just watching him.
Yeah.
Like, she's like, you're doing it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Like, things like that I enjoy. When she's not just whining at him and being like, I hate you all the time. So if he's got to pretend to be Negan, and then maybe he enjoys it, even though he always seems to, reluctantly do it now when he needs to.
Yeah, I don't think it's definitely a part of him, but it's not who he wants to be.
No, yeah, he doesn't like doing it, but will he like it again? Like,
yeah,
if he's got to do it.
That's the thing. I mean, if he's got to be doing it, like, for the majority of the season.
Back to it.
Yeah, he might really get into it again. And I'm hoping that in some way it leads to a full resolve.
Yeah.
To the Negan and Maggie situation.
It got weird in The Walking Dead. I thought they were going to be in love before the end of the show was over. I was like, what's happening? And then they went right back to it.
I feel like... I don't know. I feel like this... It's a tricky spot, really. I really feel like at some point... I don't want this show to end, but I feel like it might have to end
for them on?
Like, I feel like one of them maybe has to die for this to...
Oh my gosh. Well, it will be Negan.
To wrap up. But
and
yeah, that's the thing.
She'll still be like, I hate him. Even though he sacrificed himself for us, Herschel, he's a bad man.
I'd rather have Maggie die.
I would too.
But, and hey, Negan loves kids, man.
Negan and
so Herschel, yeah, if he could turn it around by the end of the show, where like,
oh, that would be crazy.
He's like Herschel actually like is okay with Negan by the end, because he starts off like all the way on the other side, like hating Negan.
He tries to kill him in The Walking Dead.
Yeah, so if that's like the arc,
yeah,
and then Maggie dies at the end or something,
and Maggie tells him to take him.
Yeah, something like that.
Crazy.
I mean, I might be all right with that. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens, because this isn't even the last season. Isn't it renewed for a third already? Or is that just Daryl has the third? I'm
not sure if this is renewed for a third or not. It's been a while since I've actually looked at news about Dead City, so I'm not sure. But
I think it could probably go a third, and then I would agree. It wouldn't be a bad resolution for one of them to die.
The other thing with Dead City is it's pretty far away removed from the rest of The Walking Dead.
Even timeline-wise.
That's what I mean, is time-wise. It's further in the future than everything else. So they could kind of do anything with it, but I'd prefer that they kind of end it quicker, I think. Than the other ones. I think they could do some other shows, basically. Yeah. Some better shows. All right, my number one. For best series of 2025 predictions, Daredevil Born Again. I think this is going to be my favorite show this year.
You like Daredevil a lot, though, so...
Yeah, I think... This is... Okay, it's getting a lot of episodes. So, I don't remember how many... Because at one point it was 12 or something. Or was it 16? I don't know. But they brought it down, but it was more than what the other Disney Plus shows were getting. So at least 9, I think. Which is great. I'm also liking that they're not pulling any punches from what I've heard, from what I've seen, like articles wise, interviews and what not. Like they are gonna be brutal with it. So it's gonna have that MA rating.
Here's my thing with that. The entire Marvel Cinematic Universe doesn't need to be that way.
No.
It doesn't feel out of place as you watch them. You've been watching them. I've come across, here and there an episode or two.
Mm.
And I don't feel taken aback walking in the room and seeing something crazy happening in this Daredevil show that has been out from Netflix or Punisher.
Mm-hmm.
So, it would probably feel weirder if they tried to tone it down to bring it in.
Exactly.
Instead of keeping it consistent. Not every property needs to be that way.
No.
We don't have to have a million cuss words in, every movie and stuff like that. There's just, a time and place, I guess, kind of.
Yeah. It just fits with the characters for this. More so Punisher, but Daredevil.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Daredevil as well, just because, it would feel weird to go from the Netflix shows to, a more not so violent version of it. But I do think that this will be... One thing I didn't really like about the Netflix ones is that they drag quite a bit, the seasons. They're 13 episodes and they're an hour long, and
you know how they cut down the runtimes on these Disney Plus shows? They're barely 20 minutes and then 15 minutes of credits.
I'm thinking that I'm hoping that with the however many episodes, 9 or more, that they do at least 45 minutes. That's what I want. Mm-hmm. I want a 45-minute runtime, not an hour for each episode.
Yeah, I think runtime is definitely something they can play with from the Netflix show to this.
If it's 9 episodes, maybe an hour. I just like that setup of with Walking Dead, when you do 16 episodes, 45 minutes, or 24, a 45-minute episode, 24 episodes. I want more episodes, but I want that 45-minute runtime.
I'd be okay anywhere 30 to 45 minutes for these Marvel shows, because otherwise, with these, you have to be careful, because the other things are series. They have the option to make these a movie, or multiple, so, is it worth it being episodic, or should they be specials, or should they be movies? If you got hour-long episodes, that's kind of weird, you need to have a bigger division of runtime in order to categorize these.
I want just 45 minutes I think would be perfect. But Daredevil Born Again in my number 1. I really like that they're getting everybody back for the show.
That's important.
Is very important, and at first it wasn't happening.
Which I don't understand why you would even consider going forward without your cast.
So
doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I'm glad they got everybody back. It even looks like it's going right off of season 3 in a way, even though there's a huge time jump. They're continuing kind of with keeping the characters, Poindexter, which was in season 3. He was one of the villains, Fisk and him. So to see him continue is kind of nice. Even though there's that time jump, it's a nice connection between the Netflix show and this new one.
You brought that up as you finished your rewatch.
Yeah.
I was confused as to why you would think they would drop off plot points.
Well, sometimes with Poindexter, you could drop that character for that that character is with that that's the villain for that season. You move on to a new villain in season 4.
But he didn't seem done from what I saw though at the end of the
They gave they did give like a little hint thing, but like they could just like throw him in prison and be done with him. You know, like it's not, or like they could get him away kind of thing and do something completely original, new villain. Because you do one season a villain, another season a villain, but with Daredevil, to be fair, they do mix those villains throughout the series, the seasons a little bit. I mean, Wilson Fisk is in like every season.
Thank goodness.
He's just not as much in season 2. But anyway, yeah, I'm excited for this. Hopefully it's really good. And one last thing about it is I cannot wait to see Fisk trying to be mayor.
Oh, yeah.
In the MCU.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I hope we get, as rumors for like Spider-Man 4 and stuff, with Daredevil being in it, I hope that's part of, like, it's a ground level, as much as it can be, ground level movie, Spider-Man, Daredevil, and going after like Kingpin as the mayor or something. That'd be awesome. I would just love that. Anyway, moving on to our next category. What do we got here? All right. We're back into the actual 2024. What was the best movie of 2024?
Well, the best movie of 2024 was...
All right. Let's go with your third spot for best movie of 2024.
Venom. Venom, The Last Dance. Okay? Which, I say it like that because I just remembered I chose to take a bathroom break at the part where he dances with Mrs. Chen in the casino, and I'm sad about it. I've still not seen that part for myself out of the trailer, but anyway.
We're gonna have to rewatch the movie?
Yeah. We didn't see that many movies this year.
No, we didn't really.
So this kind of had to make the list. It wasn't as bad as the second one.
Remember, these are only ones that we've reviewed.
Yeah,
now, we're into that now. So
yeah, we have very limited options on top of our limited options. Yeah, we didn't see very many. It was not as bad as the second movie. They recovered a little bit. Mm-hmm. They recovered their stumble, which was nice. But yeah, that's what I have to say about that. And we are fugitives.
It is also nice, I think, like at first with the ending of this movie. Well, I mean, they kind of left it a little open-ended, but not completely.
I'm under the impression he's gonna come back.
But the thing is,
maybe it's not him.
The Sony Spider-Verse is dead.
Yeah.
So, and I think that they had to have known that.
What, you mean that the Spider-Verse of no Spider-Man?
Yeah, it's dead now. So
if they had the ability to reach into Disney's pocket to take Spider-Man, did they have the right to take Tom Holland?
They had the right.
Okay, so then does Disney have the right to take Venom?
I don't know about that.
Can they dip back? Because if they can dip back...
I don't know.
Technically, Venom is already over there, though, isn't he?
Part of him, a symbiote... So, part of the symbiote or whatever. Yeah. So, it might be different. I don't know. It's tricky.
I am under the impression that a Venom of some kind will appear again.
Yeah, that's what... The rumors for Spider-Man 4, the last ones I saw... Of course, everything's...
A rumor?
Everything's moving around, yeah. But Daredevil, symbiote suit, Venom.
On top of Kingpin? That sounds a little full.
I think it's a little full, but I think that's okay. With if he's, if it's doing the same thing with Tobey Maguire, like changing his...
Yeah, but do we really want it to do the same thing?
Well, it's gonna just... That's the symbiote
Fisk
thing.
becomes Venom.
Fist becomes. Anyway,
worst case scenario.
I'm okay. I'm okay with Venom and Daredevil, and that being the story. It's the other rumor was Mephisto,
Which
does not fit.
We don't want Mephisto.
So I don't like that. Anyway, let's move on to my third place best movie of 2024. Civil War.
Is that weird one you watched with the
with Kirsten Dunst?
Crew?
Yeah,
Kirsten Dunst.
I just enjoyed it. I thought it was a. It's not like the best movie, but
well, you put it on here as one of the best movies of 2024.
It's limited options.
You
remember?
reviewed this?
Yes, I did. I reviewed this on Blue Ghost Review as a quick one there. But yeah, I just liked the point of view. I like the A24 kind of style of movies.
Some of them.
I know some of them are, not the greatest, but I just like the way they're filmed, the style. It is gritty. It was I liked the point of view of following war photographers in this fictional civil war in America. It was so you're not like following war photographers like overseas in the Middle East or something.
Yeah, it does feel weird to see war in modern America.
Yeah, so it had like this interesting look to it because it was in America. But I liked seeing it all through these photographers and like
it kind of felt like if there were photographers for The Purge or something.
Kind of like that. Yeah.
That's the level it felt.
But yeah, it was just, and I really liked the just the kid that comes on with them. I forgot her name, but she's like, she looks up to Kirsten Dunst's character, and wants to be like her, like a war photographer.
Honestly,
like
if this movie was made at a different time, that character could have been Ellen Page.
Yeah.
That's the vibe I got.
I agree.
For some reason, I was watching it, that's all I was thinking.
She looks very young. And she's like saying that she's like 23 or something in the movie.
Yeah.
And she looks younger than that. But
I
liked her progression because it felt like it was more about this kid than anything to me. Because it's her progression from being like scared to seeing like to being in the middle of this war and like not being able to handle it for a little bit.
And then getting someone killed.
And then like all the way, but like it switched. I loved the ending of it because Kirsten Dunst's character did not care about her. Like, if you die, you die. Kind of thing. Like, you need to keep up, kid. Mm-hmm. Kind of thing. I'm not going to hold your hand through all of this.
Oh, well.
And then by the end, she takes a bullet for her. But this kid was the one that was getting the shot. Like, she jumps out in the front of this hallway.
Yeah, she should have gotten shot.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like they switched roles. Mm-hmm. Like, Kirsten Dunst's character would have been the one that normally does that. And someone would have died in front of her, kind of thing. And it kind of switched, and it was like this, like, she was dying and seeing her take a picture of her, which they said earlier in the movie, the kid asked her earlier in the movie, if I die, the kid, would you take a picture of me? Like, would you capture it? Like, and it like flipped around. It was just a great, I thought it was really just amazing ending. Like, but yeah, it was a good movie. That's
it made my stomach hurt.
All right, let's see what your number 2.
It's not Civil War.
Best movie of 2024, second place spot for Kaylee. Deadpool and Wolverine.
Deadpool and Wolverine. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Highly anticipated, obviously. It was just good to get out and go see a movie when we went to see this. And this was a movie worth getting out for.
Oh yeah.
If that makes sense. Like, I feel like we go to more movies in a year than the vast majority of people. People don't really go out anymore. And I'd say go out. We used to go out like every other month or every month there was something we wanted to go see.
Mm.
And this just felt like a summer blockbuster. Just like, this is
So
a big
good.
one. It's going to be good. It had that feel. And then it was good. And then, Chris Evans popped up and it just paid off. And it was so funny. Like, it had a lot of laughs. And
great.
like, that was a high point for me. Is
Yeah,
that
Me too.
moment of, oh, it's Captain America. No, it's not.
Flame on!
That was good. As like I mentioned earlier, someone who grew up watching that Fantastic Four movie.
Yeah.
And just, it's got, the humor in this movie had so many levels. Like, you have to know about the actors' personal lives, the actors' past movies.
That's just Deadpool.
Yeah, but like, there's so many layers to the layers to the layers. Like, their marriages, their divorces,
Yeah.
like, so much. Just like Channing Tatum mentioning things in the past.
Yeah.
Like, all of these things pay off in the movie, and it's like, you get out of it what you want.
Right.
Like, if you come into it super
With
into
the
all
knowledge
this,
you have.
yeah, like, if you know about, celebrity drama, you're gonna get something out of it. If you know more about superhero history and comic books, you're gonna get a different spin. If you know both those things, you're gonna get more. And it's just a stupid, funny Deadpool movie.
Love it.
So, like, there's just, like, so much to it. There's layers and layers and layers, and then it's just fun. So, it was good.
It was really good, man. All right. Let's do my second place for best movie of 2024.
I knew it.
Beetlejuice. This was a really good movie. It was a really good sequel. And I wasn't surprised that it was a good sequel, honestly. Like,
because I could talk about this forever. Tim Burton does not do sequels. That man, he does not do this for money. He does it because he wants to do it. And there was a sequel because there was finally an idea that he was like, that's worth it.
Yeah. And I think with this movie, I mean, this was our first episode review, so I mean, we've already kind of given our thoughts on this, but I think the only thing was just it had maybe a little too many characters and not enough runtime to handle all of them.
That's fair.
But yeah, everything else it was really good. Like, I laughed at it, and I love Bob. I mean, like, it was a really good sequel. It didn't feel like a total like repeat of the first one. I liked that we got to be in the Neither world more and see more of that.
So I've watched it to death already, as you know. It's Afterlife, not Neither world.
Interesting. Wish they would just, use the use the Neither world. But let's do your number one.
I wonder what it is.
Just because I got this feeling.
Beetlejuice. I love this movie because it's a sequel that doesn't have to be a sequel. someone asked me about it before they saw it and somehow had not seen the first one. And they're like, do I need to watch the first one? You don't really need to have watched the first one to watch the second one.
They give enough information.
You can enjoy them completely separate or one right after the other.
Yeah.
And they feel the same, but they feel different. If that even makes sense. They're two completely separate stories that have connecting characters that can bridge it.
Yeah. It helps that they didn't even talk. They barely talked about the Maitlands. They talked about them one time.
I would have had them talk about them a little bit more, personally. But it was just good. It feels so good. It's a good movie. It's got a good aesthetic. It's got a good vibe. Like, there's just a feeling about it. It's good.
Yeah.
And after so long to have the sequel and it be good, it just feels gratifying, because how many times has, not that this is a franchise, but how many times has a franchise gotten more and it's taken it down?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Especially recently.
You add more to it and you immediately wish it didn't exist because it takes the quality of it down.
Yeah.
This keeps it consistent, aside from, like, and this is just me nitpicking it, normal people don't notice this, but, like, I've come to see in the movie now that the afterlife workers, the regular ones, they're on strike. So, like, I complained earlier in our first episode, where we reviewed it, that the people that are working should be people who committed suicide. There's a newspaper someone's reading in the afterlife that they're volunteers working. It's not like, there are reasons for some of these things. So the more you watch it, the more you notice, and it's just fun.
That is nice.
Solid quality movie.
It's always fun to find more stuff on the, like, another go of it, especially if you enjoyed it the first time.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, there's even more.
Yeah.
Okay. My best number one movie of 2024 is Deadpool and Wolverine.
How did I know?
Yeah. I absolutely love this movie. It's such a good, just refreshing feeling. After all the flops that the MCU has had.
Yeah.
And I loved how it tied in the TVA to it didn't completely. It had a few moments in 616 universe, but it played into the 10005 universe, which is the X-Men universe, but it connected mostly through the TVA, which I liked. They used it as a middleman kind of thing.
What universe was Happy's office with all those million Easter eggs?
I'd say 616.
That's just so good.
Yeah.
I just thought, like, it has so many good little moments like that.
Oh, yeah.
To tie everything. That's just, with all the stuff sitting around, which we talked about in that episode. But, yeah, it's just a good movie.
Yeah. It's... I just... Yeah, it's so fun. And I loved all the action sequences as well. All the music choices were great.
Well, you knew they were going to be good. That's one of those movies.
The Deadpool movies, Guardian movies, those are the two big ones, really, that have just great music. And this one had great music, just like the other ones. But really, those fight scenes were incredible. There was, I don't know, maybe like four, maybe five, I don't know, really big fight scenes with some music to them and all that, and they were all good.
I'd say that these fight scenes also felt different than the other Deadpool movies. I can't say that it's because he hasn't fought in a group before, because he definitely has, but they did feel different.
Yeah. I mean, I think
Like he had a
they're all
partner,
really
like an
good.
actual partner in fighting now.
I mean, the first one, he didn't have a partner. Wolverine's skeleton, if you want to say that's the partner, then that's the partner. But yeah, music, fight scenes, all really good. And then he's kind of just now. He's still in the 10005 universe, from what I understand. But
He'll make his way around.
yeah, I mean, he's got the connection with the TVA, so which Loki at the end is probably going to do something with that. But anyway, love that movie. That's my number one. Best movie of 2024, Deadpool and Wolverine and Beetlejuice. Moving on to our fifth category. Best episode of 2024. Let's go with yours first.
Okay.
Third place. Your third place. Best episode 2024 is
The ghouls from Fallout.
All right. Yeah. What'd you like about that?
I really struggle to remember specific details.
What you told me, I had to help you out a little bit with figuring out what episode was what here. But so I know which ones are Kaylee's picks, but I just don't know the order.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, this one was the one with I'm just gonna call him Laszlo the robot from What We Do in the Shadows. He voices what's his name?
Codsworth, I think is his name.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say I am not familiar with Fallout at all outside of watching the show one time.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, but it was Laszlo from What We Do in the Shadows as a robot, okay? But what else happened in this episode? Elaborate.
Well, so I liked this episode too. It was a good episode. But it was the one where basically whatever her name is. Now I'm forgetting her name.
Is it Lucy?
Lucy, yeah. She gets kind of trapped in that place with ghouls. Like they're like keeping them in the, I don't know, like freezers or whatever they were. So that's where
they need the stuff.
Yeah, that's where Codsworth was. And what you mentioned about the episode was that you liked was figuring out about the other vault.
Oh yeah, where the vault.
But it was the two other guys, like her brother and another guy.
The like neighbor dude.
That figure out, yeah.
Yeah, the vault where they supposedly were supposed to be trading, I don't know if you want to call them mates or whatever. Yeah. Like they gave her a husband from that vault, like, and then, you know, obviously things were not right over there and those people were all from the surface.
Yeah.
Just like what happened over there and the revelation of figuring it out.
Yeah. It was a good episode. I enjoyed that one too. Okay, my third place best episode of 2024 is Gone from The Ones Who Live. This is the second episode of The Ones Who Live. This is the Michonne focused episode. I just thought I loved it because this is one of the main characters, obviously, of The Walking Dead that just kind of dropped off, going to look for Rick. And
is this the one with the where they get the yellow gas.
Yes, where they get
Okay.
gassed. Yeah. What was that called? The chlorine gas. Chlorine gas. So yeah, this was just really cool to see her journey to finding Rick. I like how it ties in to the first episode as well at the end of the episode.
Yeah, that was nice.
And it shows how the helicopter got taken down, and it was them and Michonne and the little guy. What's his name? I forgot his name.
I don't remember.
Nat.
Yeah. Okay, how could I forget that? Because that was weird for me.
Yeah. But yeah, them taking it down, like, wild.
What was how he took it down too?
Yeah. But I mean, they set up that weapon through the episode too. Yeah, the chlorine gas. I mean, that was cool because it's like they're keeping it consistent, kind of, with the World Beyond stuff. Even though World Beyond wasn't that great, the CRM stuff was the interesting stuff in World Beyond, and the chlorine gas is like, okay, now we actually get to see them use it on people. And what happens to those people, and it got used on Michonne, which was fun. Well, not fun, but
not fun for her
to watch. Yeah, for one of our favorite characters to get gassed by that thing.
I loved watching Michonne get chlorine gassed.
It made for interesting TV. But yeah, I love that episode, and how, like, she, almost gave up, and like they were practically giving up, and then they see that helicopter coming over, and yeah, but yeah, that's my third place. Your second place, best episode of 2024 is Become.
Is this the elevator one?
No, this is the Jadis one.
Okay, yes. I love me some Jadis. Jadis is my favorite character.
Jadis' last episode. This is episode 5 of The Ones Who Live.
I liked my terrible description. I promise I do like these things. The one where they fight in that weird building with all the sheets and stuff, and she's like wounded, and they're just talking a lot back and forth, like trying to bargaining and all kinds of crazy stuff, which is fun because they've been through so much with her.
Yeah.
Like starting off from the trash heaps all the way to her living among them and being a regular person, and then she leaves, and just the way that the story unfolds, and she tries to make a deal with him. Let's make a deal, Rick.
She always wants to make a deal.
Let's make a deal, Rick. Like, she used to have him locked in a shipping container.
I lay with after.
Yeah, like, what kind of weird history? And then she, let's make a deal, Rick.
Oh, man.
Sad to see her die. Very sad to see her die. But it made for just that back and forth. It felt good.
Man. Yeah, and I was okay with that. That it was
as sad as
it felt very Walking Dead.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah. I miss the days where you thought someone could die every single episode.
Yeah.
You're like, oh my gosh, like we could lose anyone at any minute. And now it's like few and far between. It got to the point where you're like, oh yeah, the mid-season and the finale, we can anticipate a death. And now like in the last season, we were waiting.
Yeah.
And then they killed like a handful of people, and then poor Rosita at the very, very end.
She pulled the short straw as the one. We gotta have one big character die.
Between that and her, in the after show, I was very upset about Rosita dying. But in the after show, she said she asked because she wanted to just be done.
That's true. Yeah.
So like, okay, but it just doesn't feel like people die anymore.
Yeah.
Because all they have left is their long-running, well, we have to keep them type people.
They're the characters that bring in viewers.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you either kill them off and just hope people come back for a good concept of the show.
As you used to have a shirt that said, "If Daryl dies, we riot."
Yeah. He hasn't died yet, so we haven't had to riot. It's coming one of these days. After Norman Reedus said he'll do it for like another
50 years.
Yeah, however, like 6 years, something like that. I don't know what he said. But
it's easy money.
Yeah.
It's free real estate.
Hey, keep going. I'm here for it. My second place best episode of 2024 is A Great or Little Thing, The Penguin.
Is this the one where the mom falls down?
No.
Dang
it's
it.
not the episode
That's
of the mom.
all I know. That's all I know.
She was just stuck in the tub.
Oswald!
Help me.
Help me. Don't look at me.
Don't look at me. No, this is the finale of The Penguin, episode 8. I just think that this was just a great wrap up for just an amazing finale episode. It wrapped up all the characters, all the main characters really, really well. And I don't think it needs another season either. So yeah, it was climactic too. I liked a lot about this season. But yeah, the finale, I liked how the kid, what was his name?
I can't help
I
you.
know you
no
can't help
concept.
me. You didn't watch it.
All I know is the mom is in the tub.
Yeah. I forgot the name of this kid. But the scene on the bench with the penguin, with Oz and this
Oz.
Victor was the kid. That was the moment really of the episode that was like, now this is good TV. Like it was so good. Like it was a death, but like it just like pulled on your emotions so much, because through the show, Oswald, he's not trustworthy. He lies and backstabs.
You said he makes a deal with anyone who he can make a deal with in that second.
Yeah. And you just don't know if they did a great job at that he's a backstabber, but it's like still possible that he could be like keeping his word to somebody. But like with this finale, with that death of Victor, he knew that he couldn't move forward and become a political figure with Victor knowing what he knows. And he killed him on that bench. Gave him a hug and killed him. And it was just because that kid was like so nice too. Like he truly cared about Oswald. Took care of his mom for him. Like did all these nice things, and it was just like heartbreaking that this is just what Oswald's character would do. Like
a bad guy.
So anyway, yeah, great episode. All right, let's see what your number one episode of 2024 is.
73 Yards, Doctor Who. This gave me nightmares. I was scared at night.
Oh, really?
I really was scared. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
I get nervous.
That's a good Doctor Who.
I get nervous sometimes. Like, I'm scared of the dark. That's just me as a person. And if I think about stuff like that too much, I work myself up. Yeah. And I was that was ominous for me. Someone standing in the distance talking.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my eyes are tearing up right now. I got goosebumps.
That is the essence of a good Doctor Who episode, though.
But that doesn't happen often.
That it can kind of creep you out a little bit.
A Doctor Who is supposed to be funny.
It's funny. Scary. It's funny, but like
I'm crying right now.
The best monsters are a little bit scary or make you feel uneasy.
Yeah, you know? I was uneasy, and as bad as it is to say this, I'm really not a fan of this Doctor. Yeah. But he wasn't really in this episode.
Which made it great.
Yeah. I was not, I wasn't really a fan of, like, whatever they were insinuating that was, like, magic with the fairy ring or that kind of stuff. But other than that, it was really good. I liked that you kept waiting for it to resolve, as a Doctor Who episode always does. You're like, oh yeah, it's gonna be fine, and then years go by, and like when things like that happen, you're like, oh, yes, you know,
yeah.
And then I will say maybe the ending was a little bit of a letdown, where it was just all better.
That's the only reason why it doesn't make it into anything for me, is because
they erased it.
The endings, are. But for most of, like I said in our last episode about the last season of Doctor Who, the endings were my problem. Mm-hmm. And that was my problem with 73 Yards. But
the episode, it scared me. I was frantically Googling it. What was the lady saying? What does it mean? What is the meaning behind this? I need to understand so that I can calm down about it. Like, I was paranoid. I was like, what could it be? Like, heart racing, trying to figure it out. Like, there's got to be a meaning. There's always an explanation, and there was just nothing.
Nothing, which kind of...
part of it.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a good episode, yes. All right. My pick for number 1 best episode of 2024.
What could it be?
Years.
Of course.
The Ones Who Live. I mean, come on. Rick coming back.
It's good.
We waited so long.
This is the first one?
This is the first episode.
This one was crazy to just watch his, like, not descent, but, like, just, like, journey, like, of his, like, helplessness to, like,
he's
resolve.
A fighter, like, just years. Years.
As it's titled.
Yeah, but really, like, the standout moments from this episode, to me, the helicopter was...
At the end?
At the end.
What about when he cut off his hand?
That's the other one. I was just leaving it for the end because it's the best part. But those two parts are like the standout parts. The helicopter, that was out of nowhere. I loved it. It was Walking Dead. I felt like we were back, like, talking, and then Okafor gets, like, you think Okafor is going to be a main character, like, through the whole show. Like,
that's true.
He was a good character. I'm kind of sad they killed him off, but I mean, this show, it seems like it's a limited series, but great character. Super surprised that he died at the end like that, out of nowhere. And then, yes, we finally got Rick losing his hand. They played with it a whole bunch through The Walking Dead, and they finally did it in this episode. And it was great. It was like it was like he had to get for his plan to work, like, to get out.
Yeah.
Like,
it was just weird though, also because they set him up in a way. That was a good thing though for Walking Dead. Like I said, you feel like anyone can die, but that kind of caught you off guard because that hasn't been happening. And they set him up. They set him up to be like, they were building him.
Yeah.
Up, and he, like, you know, had that reveal about his wife.
You talk about Okafor?
Yeah, in the helicopter, like, like how he turned, and, like, you know, he was getting built up and telling a story and stuff, and then he just died.
Yeah. And that's what I love about this episode too, is that through Okafor, you get more information on the CRM and how they formed. That basically he was the turning point, like him bombing the specific spot, that kind of moved it forward. The CRM's growth kind of thing. Um, but yeah, I loved this episode. Getting to finally see the CRM in its full grandeur.
Even though they took it down in 6 episodes.
Exactly.
With less than 6 episodes focused on that.
But this episode, this specific episode, was so good. So satisfying. I absolutely love this one. All right. Let's move on to our final category. What was the best series of 2024? I'll start off this one. My third place is The Ones Who Live. I mean, maybe surprised, maybe not. I don't know. Because I love Walking Dead. But the ending of The Ones Who Live brought this show down.
Yeah.
And I hate it because I would love to rank this higher because it had great episodes. 2 of my favorite episodes of the year were in this season, in this show, but the final episode just trashed it. Like,
which is so sad because he reunites with his kids.
I know,
and one of his kids wrecks it.
Yeah, RJ was terrible in this episode. In the final episode. It just all... The finale, it all happened so fast. It was too easy for them to take down the CRM like that. And then, stuff didn't make sense either.
No big deal, we'll just blow him up.
Blow him up, but we'll be okay by hiding under a tarp.
Yeah.
It, kills everybody in that huge crowd. And then they're fine under that tarp with a little bit of water on it.
But, hey, you don't know how it works. You weren't there.
Yeah. Well, I watched it all. I had a good view of everything. They gave me an aerial shot, bird's eye view. Yeah. Anyway, I really wish I could rate this higher because I love The Walking Dead and I loved getting to see Rick and Michonne back again. That finale episode, though, I can't ignore that. So, I'm hoping that we maybe get to see them again in the future when something, but I don't know. We'll just have to see.
I do have to say, I might have a little bit of a regret in my order here, but...
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what your third is. Echo.
I stand by this one being here.
Okay. All right. Defend it.
Echo. Well, I already said, Kingpin.
Oh, yeah.
I enjoyed Kingpin. Maya herself, I don't care too deeply about.
She's not a cool enough female lead.
No, she's not. I didn't really... She was the low point in, Hawkeye for me. So it was really just everyone around her that made it better. Her character to me is a bit weak.
Okay. Yeah.
I found it interesting them, showing her abilities differently, but more so I enjoyed the wonderful Kingpin. Wilson Fisk with his fancy contacts and
he stole the show.
Yeah, his he really just wants her in his pocket.
Yeah.
And he's trying to manipulate and lord over her and it doesn't work. I don't know. I his character is so charismatic. I love it. It's funny. Yeah. In the random setting of wherever she was. To me, that's if he went to Kansas.
Yeah.
Somewhere
this is
random.
Tulsa King, okay?
He doesn't belong here.
Yeah.
He's so out of place. He's bringing fancy stuff with him. He's just silly here. But he's a little desperate, too, for showing up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I I mean, I reviewed the Some Blue Ghost review, but yeah, I wish I think it would have done better with more episodes. It only had 5.
Mm.
I loved the Kingpin ending, alluding to him
Yeah.
being the mayor.
Yeah, really, this just like carries him over.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And I loved the Daredevil fight. I think that was the first episode or something.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That was pretty cool.
He was in it, but yeah, he was.
All right. You got something else?
I was gonna say Daredevil, the deaf and the blind. That's gonna be the third show. They're gonna bring her into his show.
The mute. Well, is she mute?
No,
she
can talk.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Maybe not like clearly like well, if you want to say it like that.
Well, I was just thinking of adding another disability character.
No.
Like the mute. Yeah.
Well, it would just be, full circle, and together they turn into they clip together and make...
A little Voltron?
Yeah. They're gonna be a new team.
All right. My second place, best series of 2024 is Fallout. I did not play... I mean, I played like a tiny little bit of one of the Fallout games, maybe. I always thought they were like an interesting concept, but I couldn't get fully into them for some reason. It didn't. The story or whatever just didn't capture me, I guess. But I like the premise of it, and so I wanted to watch this, and they did amazing with it.
Yeah, Fallout was
incredible.
I have no idea about Fallout. Like I told you before, I was under the impression, this is gonna sound terrible, I thought it was like a game on your phone, like one of those like
like the Pip-Boy
game.
Yeah.
Yeah, like just this little guy who you can like make him do tasks, and like then the timer runs out, you don't have enough coins, so you have to wait and like watch an ad. Like that's what I thought it was, the little vault guy.
Yeah.
Like living in his little bunker. I didn't know that it was like a nuclear world on the outside with all this crazy stuff going on. But
yeah.
The quality of the show is something I have not seen really in anything for a very long time. Like it was
really good.
They just went ahead and spent the money in the first season and did it a longer run. It felt like, at least.
It was 8 episodes.
Okay.
So
I don't know. Maybe they were just long episodes.
I think it was a good amount. I think they were probably an hour long.
It just felt like a good solid show to sit down and watch.
Yeah.
And I didn't know anything about it, but I was entertained. Everything was explained to me.
Yep.
I understood the concepts of things, as though I might not sound like I understand it now. I just haven't watched it in several months. But
right, yeah. That's the same thing with me. Yeah.
It fades. Like I don't remember the ins and outs, but like
this was like the beginning of the year too. So
the environment was nice, and they threw Fred Armisen in there.
He was great. I loved it. That was a great little funny bit, and it fit the tone of the world.
Yeah.
It wasn't out of place because it's a little silly. The Fallout's a little silly, and I liked how they blended all the main stories together. I think they did a really good job with that. Lucy the Ghoul, I love the Ghoul.
The Ghoul is really great. Everybody was like
awesome.
Attracted to him.
Yeah.
There was a weird minute when this show came out. Yeah. I was like, "What? Were you attracted to the zombie?"
Yeah. Yeah. Him and So I really liked the Ghoul. He looked cool. I love a good long coat, cowboy. Yeah. Kind of look.
He's like Cad Bane but dead.
Yeah.
Well, Cad Bane, but white with third-degree burns.
Yeah. I liked seeing his. They did so good with the story.
His story.
Yeah, they went back and showed you like his history, kind of a bit, which I think there's still more to discover. But
it's his wife, right? That's what he's looking for. Is his wife and daughter in a vault.
Mm.
Sorry if you didn't know that.
I gotta.
His wife worked for the company.
Yeah, I was just like.
He was the actor, and he bugged her stuff to listen in and try and figure out what was going on because he didn't feel good about it. So they're in a vault.
Yeah, but how? I think they're further along in time. Like he's been able to live longer because he is a ghoul.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're still alive.
They would be, well, either they're not alive or they're still like in cryo freeze
or something. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, they did a great job with his story. They did a great job with Lucy's vault story.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, obviously she has her out in the world stuff going on, but I loved that we were also getting the vault back.
Who was her brother again?
Oh,
he was from something else though, like as a kid.
Was he Rico?
Yeah, that's what it was. Rico from Hannah Montana.
Yeah. Yeah. So I liked his character too, and just everything the mysteries in the vault and all that was so much fun. And I think they ended the show well with like a good setup for the next season kind of thing.
Do we know anything about that?
When it's coming out?
Is it like obviously
I think they're starting filming soon for the second season.
Okay.
The weaker point was the I forgot the name, the power suit guy, Maximus, his like brotherhood or whatever. I didn't really like him himself with the power suit
and how he gets it.
That was fun.
Yeah.
The weakest point of the show was the when they showed the brotherhood or that area. It felt boring to me and dumb. But yeah, that's my second pick there. So your second pick for best series of 2024 is...
Okay, I don't have any regrets about my order.
Doctor Who.
I was worried I'd put this in my top spot. Yeah, and it is interesting, right, that I would put Doctor Who in my second
it is interesting.
because I've done nothing but complain about him.
Yeah.
But it's still Doctor Who. If that even makes sense. It's still Doctor Who. The stories were a bit lacking. The Doctor was a bit too emotional. But even with things like the space babies and stuff like that, at least it was heading back into the right direction of things, instead of like the stories with 13 and like having so many companions that she didn't feel close to, really.
Yeah.
And it really just felt like the Doctor and then the companions are off doing like almost their own tangent from the Doctor half the time. It just was the Doctor and his companion.
That is nice. Just the two.
The two. Not a whole thing. If you're going to have a posse, it needs to take time to build. We've done it before. You can do it, but take the time to do it right. Just right here, the Doctor and his companion.
Yeah.
You're making it feel better by getting back to that. And they were a little sillier, which is a weaker point, but they weren't so serious. Like the interreligion marriage one. Like some of the themes and the other series were like really like heavy.
Yeah.
And this one had the episode that was like basically was about racism with the what was it called?
Those slugs and everything.
Yeah, but what was the episode called? Dot and Bubble.
Dot and Bubble, yeah.
Yeah, like that was still entertaining without that theme, and like I don't want to say that I missed it, but like I knew that there was something up. And it sounds bad, maybe I didn't notice that there was no other black people, like, and that's what it was.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, but that's what it was. Like, that sounds dumb, I guess. I don't know. I was so engrossed in the actual Doctor Who-ness and like the aliens and like the weirdness of it that I wasn't focusing on like why are they treating him like that.
And that episode, I know I've complained a lot about like the wokeness of it, of the season.
Yeah.
But this that episode, Dot and Bubble, I didn't have as much of a problem with, even at the end, really, because they did it in that fantastical way that Doctor Who does it, like where it's underlying, kind of.
Yeah.
It comes up at the end a little harsh, but it's like it's on another world. It's not based like on Earth.
Yeah, and all the 13 stuff
Yeah.
was like Earth, like literally Rosa Parks.
Yeah.
Like that was the
Like,
racism in 13.
So like like Dot and Bubble, it's on another planet. It's off somewhere else, and it's not unbelievable that they're racist.
Well, I mean, people are racist on Earth.
I know, exactly. But like, if they did this on Earth, modern times, I would not believe it. They would have to go back in time on our timeline
because
for me to believe it.
Because they literally just didn't want to come with him because he was black.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, what I was saying about it, I don't want to lose my train of thought here. Like, even when they did do things like that, with the one exception being the Bridgerton-esque episode. But, like,
goodness.
specifically, like, with Dot and Bubble, they had this more heavy theme going on. I wasn't letting it bum me out, and I didn't, like, notice it as much because there was that classic Doctor Who, like, there's this weird alien thing.
Yeah.
Like, you have that to focus. It just felt more like Doctor Who and less like a lecture with a little bit of sci-fi. It felt like sci-fi with like a moral or something, like a moral to learn or something at the end. That's the best that I can describe it.
Yeah.
It's Doctor Who getting closer to back to what it was. Not all the way, but like I have a glimmer of hope.
Right, yes.
Compared
I agree.
to what 13 was.
All right. Here it is. My pick for the best series of 2024. The Penguin.
Okay, well,
maybe a surprise, but
maybe a surprise because all I saw was Oswald's mom and on his tub.
Yeah. But I think this series was brilliantly done. Obviously I've talked about the finale, but by the end, while I was watching it too, I was like, this is just like high grade television. Like it was so good. Mm-hmm. And it was surprising to me because I didn't like the Batman. I didn't like the movie very much. I liked it a bit, but like it has good stuff in it, but like it just wasn't that entertaining to me. And but the Penguin, the show, was way more entertaining to me. Like I loved it. The characters were way better. They did Oswald great. I like that they brought the mom in. I love that because
Oswald.
Because I mean the other live action Penguin I know is from Gotham, and they brought his mom into that, so it felt familiar.
Okay, well the other live action Penguin that I know is from Batman, and his parents dumped him over a park bridge because he was deformed.
Yeah.
So he didn't have a mom.
But yeah, so they did Oswald great.
Batman Returns, not Batman, sorry.
They did Sophia great as well. Sophia Falcone. And I loved bringing the Falcones and Carmine Falcone and what's the other one? Salvatore Maroni. The Maronis and the Falcones, which are the crime bosses of Gotham. Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, I'm pulling, obviously, you like the Tim Burton stuff. That's your favorite. My favorite is the Dark Knight stuff. And those crime families were in the Dark Knight. I liked this because it not built, but like gave more time to those families. to kind of flesh them out and like learn a little bit more about them and just be in that world. Just the underworld of Gotham.
Yeah.
But I liked how they weaved Oswald's story in with the Falcones and how he started from the bottom and now he took them down basically with Sophia. Sophia was also a part of that, taking them both down, both families down. And then for a moment kind of being the top, then like fully dismantling, and now with that Oswald is switching to being like a politician, like going up to be like to have more power basically. And just but like I was saying about the ending is the Victor ending was heartbreaking. That was like the moment I was like, this is amazing. But the other endings with the other characters in that episode, you had Sophia, who gets sent back to Arkham, and
that doesn't mean anything. Everybody always gets out of that place.
Yeah, but it was full circle for her. It was full circle in the way that it happened basically the same way it happened the first time, where the Penguin was her driver way back in the day, and she got set up, but she got sent to Arkham while he was driving her, and he kind of helped send her there. So it's like he was there when they came and arrested her, took her away, but he also played a part in it. And it was basically the same way at the end. Like, he was driving her kind of against her will, but he was driving her again and took her out like he was going to kill her, like had a gun on her down by the river, and she turns around or whatever and he's gone and the police are coming again. And they take her. So it's like a full circle moment for her character. Like, she's going back to Arkham the same way, like being betrayed by Oz again, by her driver again. And so I liked that. And I liked the other one was the mom, because the mom, like, throughout in the show, she just wanted her son to be powerful. Or, well, he promised her that he would take care of her and be powerful and all that. And in the episode she says, I don't want to be like a vegetable, you know, I'm gonna be a vegetable by the time you do anything, like. And that's what happened at the end. It's like he got all the power. He got the penthouse that he promised her. But just at the end, like, she turned into a vegetable.
Just when she was a vegetable.
Yeah, that's what I like about the Penguin.
Don't look at me, don't look at me. Oswald.
All right. We've got the final box here.
Final box.
Kaylee's number one top pick for best series of 2024 is
Fallout. I feel like they just spent the money.
Yeah.
That came out of nowhere for me. Like, I don't really know about Fallout. I knew, I guess, like, it had a following, that was clear.
Oh, yeah.
Like, but they just were like, okay, we'll dump tons of money into this. I don't know what the budget was, but, like, it looked fantastic. Like, it looked like good movie quality. Like, nice. Just everything they spent the money. I just keep saying it.
They they spent the money on like the sets
on
and
the
everything,
sets, on the costumes,
like,
on the writing,
yeah.
everything. They
Like,
just all around it was just like it just feels like how things should be. Just do it like that. Just spend the money on every department.
Yeah, that is probably the best video game adaptation, like series adaptation that I've seen. Because I put it above The Last of Us. I love The Last of Us, but
At least this was accurate.
Yeah. Well, they did. The thing is, I can't really compare this to the game because I haven't played all of them and all that. But like,
my understanding, are you her? Do you play as her? Do you just play as like some generic individual, like basically yourself?
I don't think these characters in Fallout are like in the show are
playable characters.
Like playable characters.
Yes.
Like they're more a culmination of everything from the games, kind of. Okay. So I don't know if this is really what I understand or like what I'm getting from what I see about Fallout is that this is it doesn't follow a specific storyline.
You just
from
wander
the games.
Around.
It's just like they take everything
Open
from
world.
Like there might be like a certain storyline from one game dropped into this for like maybe, I don't know, like a little arc or something. Mm. I don't know, because where they were going at the end of this season, I saw people saying, I was like, oh, it's gonna be because I think were they going to Vegas? Because I think that, yeah, I think people were saying like, oh, they're gonna be adapting like Fallout New Vegas, like the game Fallout New Vegas. So
I have no idea.
Yeah, like,
I don't know. Maybe it's just because neither of us know anything about like the details that it seems so good, but like production quality on top of whatever kind of adaptation is just solid. It's a solid, entertaining show for a random person like us to just turn on and watch and get. Yeah.
I love it.
That was my best series pick.
Nice. All right, let's go through the winners one more time.
In case
one
you
more
forgot.
Time. Well, this is a longer episode than normal.
It's a special.
It's a special, all right. All right, let's just go over this real quick. So, the best guilty pleasure of 2024 winners were Tulsa King Season 2 and 1,000 Pound Sisters. The winner for best movie of 2025 predictions was Thunderbolts. The winners for best series of 2025 predictions: Daredevil Born Again and Dead City Season 2. The winners for best movie of 2024: Deadpool and Wolverine and Beetlejuice. The best episode of 2024: Years from the Ones Who Live and 73 Yards from Doctor Who. And the winners for best series of 2024: The Penguin and Fallout. And we had one Golden Ghost winner, The Thunderbolts.
Which means it's going to be the best movie of all time.
That's right. So, I guess really our prediction, but this is for 2025, but our predictions for 2025, this is going to be the best thing, the best project.
That's what I've
We
been
both
saying
agree.
the whole time.
We just both agree.
I don't know what you're thinking. This is going to be the best movie ever made.
Clearly.
This is going to be better than Infinity War. This is going to be
I don't know about that.
This is going to be everyone's #1 movie.
Yeah, for 2025.
No. Of all Marvel movies.
All right. Well, thank you for tuning in to this CoGhosts Awards show.
Make sure to check out 1,000 Pound Sisters on TLC and What We Do in the Shadows on FX on Hulu.
Plugging them.
Yeah, I don't get paid for this. I just like it.
You want more people to like it, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Yeah, because then maybe they wouldn't have ended What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah, that's true. That was really
and
good.
And hopefully they'll never cancel 1,000 Pound Sisters. I like it.
All right. Yeah, thank you for tuning in. Be sure to leave a comment if you have something to say, and vote in our polls on the CoGhosts Review Instagram, Blue Ghost Review Instagram. Leave comments on Instagram on any of the posts.
Leave us a review.
Leave
us a comment. Share us with your friends. No one wants to talk to us. We just sit here and talk to each other. We want to talk to you. Talk to us. Come on now.
Hey, we're having a good time talking to each other, but it'd be even more fun
if you chimed in.
Yeah, if you guys chimed in. So we'll see you guys again next time for our first actual review of 2025.